Hello, welcome back to our #1 sports channel. Support our work by subscribing to our channel at SportLife v3z for more sports updates. Kevin Durant is controlling his trade market, and that's changing everything in the high-stakes world of NBA trades. Leverage is everything. Teams play chess, not checkers, trying to balance assets, salaries, timelines, and personalities. But every so often, a superstar tilts the board in his favor, and few have done that as effectively or as controversially as Kevin Durant. The two-time NBA champion and former MVP has made it abundantly clear he wants control over where he finishes his career. And in doing so, he's not just forcing the hand of front offices, he's reshaping the market itself. Durant isn't merely waiting to be traded, he's curating his own destination, and that's significantly altering what teams are willing to give up for him. A superstar's leverage. Kevin Durant's trade value, in a vacuum, should be astronomical. Lethal scorers in NBA history, capable of anchoring a contender or lifting a fringe playoff team into the championship conversation. But the reality is more complicated. His age, injury history, and especially his insistence on influencing his landing spot have thrown a wrench into any straightforward trade discussions. His trade value is depressed because he's limiting his market, said one league executive, summing up the situation succinctly. He made it very clear he wants to have agency on where he finishes his career. He is, by doing that, depressing the market and forcing himself to a certain spot. Translation: Durant is too powerful for his own good, at least from the perspective of teams trying to extract maximum value from a trade. The no-trade clause without a no-trade clause. Unlike some players, Durant doesn't actually have a no-trade clause in his contract, but functionally, he might as well. Preferences, loudly and persistently. He's created the equivalent of a soft veto over potential deals. A team that knows Durant doesn't want to be there is unlikely to give up a king's ransom to acquire him. This is especially true when you consider the risks. If a team trades for Durant without his blessing, they're taking a huge gamble. What if he sits out? What if he demands another trade in 6 months? What if he becomes a distraction in the locker room or clashes with coaching staff? Even the mere threat of those scenarios makes general managers nervous. And so, the pool of serious suitors shrinks. Durant has essentially turned a wide-open trade market into a private club, one with limited membership. The modern NBA, star empowerment versus team stability. This is far from the first time we've seen a superstar attempt to steer their own trade. Think back to Anthony Davis engineering his move to the Lakers, or James Harden essentially forcing his way out of Houston, and later Brooklyn and Philadelphia. The modern increasingly revolves around player empowerment. Stars want not just money and minutes, but meaningful control over their careers. Durant's situation is unique in that he's not at the very start or tail end of his career. He's squarely in the twilight years of his prime, a phase where legacy decisions matter. He's no longer chasing MVPs or all-NBA nods. He wants championships. He wants culture. He wants to finish on his own terms. And that's where the clash arises. While Durant seeks control, teams seek stability. Franchises don't like chaos. They don't want to mortgage the future for a player who might not want to stay. Durant's desire for agency is understandable, but it comes at a cost. The Phoenix chapter, a complicated fit. Durant's most recent stop with the Phoenix Suns was supposed to be the final chapter of his career. With Devin Booker and Bradley Beal forming a high-powered trio, many expected them to challenge for a title immediately, but it never quite clicked. Questionable roster depth and chemistry issues plagued the team, leading to an early playoff exit. Now, as the Suns consider reshaping their roster once again, Durant has made it known he wants out, but not just anywhere, and he wants a say in the matter, preferably a contender, preferably a franchise with a stable culture, a proven coach, and enough pieces left to contend after acquiring him. That last part is crucial, because it severely narrows the list. Few teams can offer all of that while still putting together a competitive trade package. Durant, intentionally or not, is creating a paradox. He wants to land somewhere ready to win bets and then still intact after the trade. That's a tall order. The Miami model and the Golden State ghost there are whispers that Durant might consider a return to Golden State, where he won his 2 titles. Others speculate about Miami, a franchise known for its structure, culture, and competitiveness. But in both cases, obstacles remain. Logic would have to decide whether bringing back Durant would derail the development of their younger core, and how it would affect team dynamics, especially with Draymond Green. Miami, meanwhile, would need to give up significant assets like Bam Adebayo or Tyler Herro moves that might undermine the exact roster Durant wants to join. This is the catch-22 at the heart of Durant's dilemma. The more control he asserts over where he lands, the harder it becomes to construct a trade that actually works. Teams don't want to gut themselves for a player who insists on a winning roster. And yet Durant doesn't want to go somewhere without that very same support, risk, reward, and the clock ticking. As the offseason unfolds, teams around the league are stuck in limbo. Everyone respects Durant's greatness. No one doubts his ability to change the trajectory of a franchise. Pay a steep price when the return might come with baggage, especially when that baggage includes uncertainty, control issues, and potentially short-term commitment. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking. Teams want clarity before training camp. Coaches want a full roster. Fans want answers. And Durant, for all his influence, knows that time waits for no one, not even future Hall of Famers. There's also the matter of optics. Durant has already been through multiple high-profile exits. OKC, Golden State, Brooklyn, now Phoenix. Each one has brought with it criticism, questions about loyalty, and debate about legacy. Fair or not, there's a growing perception that Durant is difficult to satisfy. That perception, even if exaggerated, can scare off potential suitors. What's the endgame? So where does this all lead? Realistically, Durant does and will be traded. He's still too talented, too impactful, too important to just sit on the sidelines or rot in a situation he doesn't want to be in. But the final destination will likely be one of only a handful of pre-approved cities. If a deal happens, it's all creative front offices can get to make it happen. That might mean involving a third team. It might mean swapping lesser-known but high-upside players. It might mean taking on bad contracts to balance the books. Whatever the case, the Durant trade saga is unlikely to follow a traditional script, a legacy written in chapters. Kevin Durant's career has always been complex. He's won titles, but never quieted all the critics. He's played with all-time greats, but constantly sought validation as 10-and-in guy. He's chased both greatness and happiness, often finding that the two don't coexist easily. Now, as he stares down what could be his final NBA chapter, he's trying to do something few athletes get to do: choose his own ending. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's undeniably fascinating. Durant is controlling his trade market, and in doing so, he's rewriting the rules of how stars move in the modern NBA. Whether that control leads him to glory or frustration remains to be seen. But the basketball world will be watching. Support our work by subscribing to our #1 sports channel, to Sport Life v3z.